Har Har Mahadev, Unit 6, Unit 5, Prose, English, Class 9. Lesson named Justice Above Self. Let's see introductory part. King Ram courtiers. Ram, Lakshman and courtiers are sitting. A servant who has something to say comes and stands hesitatingly. Ram to the servant, speak up, you have nothing to fear. Servant, oh king, I can't, not in the presence of reversed Lakshman and visaged courtiers. Rama, you have my protection, speak your mind. Servant, Maharaj, today I saw a washerman beating his wife black and blue. He told her to get out of his house. He said he was not wrong to accept a wife after she had lived in another's custody. There is some commotion in the court. Lakshman. The washerman deserves a lesson for his nonsense, nonsensical comment about Mother Sita. Courteous all, yes Maharaj, he must be punished. Ram, my dear Lakshman and the courtiers, the remarks of the washerman do have some implications. I know, and for the matter, everyone knows that what a great lady Sita is. But when she remarks are made, the lady Sita Raja Dharma detects that it is necessary for Sita to prove herself spotless. Dear Lakshman, Sita has expressed her desire to be in scared company of the sage. I command you to take Sita to the jungle and leave her there for some times. This is the introductory part. Now let us see the lesson. Jumman Sheikh and Galgut Chowdhury were good friends. So strong was their bond of friendship that when either of them went away from the village, the other looked after his family. Both were greatly respected in village. Jumman had an old aunt who had some property. This she transferred to him on the understanding that she would stay with him and he would look after him. The arrangement worked well with him for a year, but after the situation changed, Jumman and his family were tired of the old relative. Jumman became as indifferent to her as his wife, who graduated even the little food that the old lady needed for survival. She swallowed these insults along with her food for a few months, but patience has a limit. One day she spoke up to Jumman, my son, it is no obvious that I am not wanted in your house. Kindly give me a monthly allowance so that I can set up a separate kitchen. My wife knows beast how to run the house. Be patient, said Jumman shamelessly. This made his aunt angry and she decided to take her case to the village panchayat. The old lady went about meeting people explaining her case. Some sympathized with her, others laughed at her, a few others advised her to make it up with her nephew and his wife. At last, she came to Algut Chaudhary and spoke up to him. You know, Chachi, Jumman is my best friend. How can I go against him? Algus said, but is it right, my son, to keep mum and not say what you consider just and fair? Pleaded the old lady. Come to the panchayat and speak the truth, she said. Algo did not reply, but her words kept ringing in his ear. Part 2. The panchayat was held under the banyan tree. Jumman stood up and said, "The voice of Punch is the voice of God. Let my aunt dominate the head of Punch. I will abide by her decision. I nominate Algu Chaudhary as the Punch. The Punch knows neither enemy nor friend," started the old lady. "Fine," replied Jumman, hiding his joy over the unaccepted piece of luck. "Chachi, you are aware of my friendship with Jumman," said the Algu. "Yes, but I also know that you will not kill your consciences for the sake of friendship. God lives in the heart of the Punch, and his voice is the voice of the god." And the old lady explained her case. "What have you said to your defense?" asked Algu to Jumman. Jumman narrated how his aunt transferred her property and how he promised her to look after her as long as she lived. "But of late there have been quarrels between my wife and aunt. Now my aunt is claiming a monthly allowance from me, which I can't pay. That's all I have to say." He concluded, are of the opinion that Jumman must pay his aunt a monthly allowance or else give back his property to her. Now, now the friends were seldom seen together. The bond of friendship was broken. In fact, Juman saw Algu as enemy and wanted to revenge on him. Part 3. They passed, and as ill luck would have, Algu Chaudhary was in tight sort. He sold one of his bullocks to Sanju Sahu, a cart driver of village. The understanding was that the Sahu would pay the price of bullocks in months' time. It is so happened that the bullock sold by Algu died within a month. Several months after the death of Bullock, Algu reminded Sahu of the money he had not yet paid. "I can't pay you a penny for the wretched beast of you sold me. I bought you as nothing but ruin," Sahu said angrily. Algu decided to take the case to the panchayat. The panchayat was held under the old banyan tree. Algu stood up and said, "The voice of Punch is the voice of the god. Let Sahu nominate the head of the Punch. I will abide his decision." Sahu saw his chance and pursued the name of Jumman. Algu's heart sank and he turned pale. The moment Juman became the head punch, he realized his responsibility as a judge and the dignity of his office. Could he, seated in the high place, have his revenge now? He decided not to allow his personal feeling to come in the way of speaking the truth and doing justice. Both Algu and Sao presented their case. Then Juman stood up and announced, "It is our opinion that Sahu should pay Algu the price of the bullock. When Sahu bought the bullock, it suffered from no disability or disease. The death of bullock was unfortunate, but Algo cannot be blamed for it. Algo could not contain his feeling. He said loudly, "Victory to the Panchayat. This is the justice. God lives in the voice of the Panch." Soon after, Juman came to Algo, embraced him, and said, "Since that last punch, I had become your enemy. Today, I realized that what is meant to be a punch. A punch knows no friend nor enemy, but only justice. Let now one divide from the path of justice and truth, for friendship or enmity." Algu was also in tears. His tears washed away all the dirt of misunderstanding between them. Thank you. Radhe Radhe. Poet name Munshi Premachand. Thank you.